It's not at this stage. I'm still trying to work out a better way of letting people know we're going live. Now, I've got some news. One of the Jehovah Witnesses, Caleb, his name is, has come up. You'll see him on the Viewer Voice segment, advising the jw.org website. Hang on, I wish you all well. And you'll see that my attitude is these are the sort of people I want to talk to. I want to get to the bottom of their lies. Now, another thing that we covered was this fellow in Nigeria has died. Somebody's hung themselves in Mexico. You talk about damage control. Now my phone's ringing. Who is this? The son, because we're going to work today. Jordan, how are you?
Hello.
Yeah, how are you today?
Yeah, good. Just woke up then.
Okay, well, I'll pick you up about 8:39.
Yeah, do you reckon 9? Do you want to do 9?
Yeah, we'll do 9. I'll see you then.
Right.
Yes, Marcus Vaughan's got a new video out. JWs deliberately lie when they say Bethel was volunteer work. They deliberately lie. So I recommend Marcus Vaughan's new video. JWs deliberately lie when they say Bethel was volunteer work. Now, he'd know because Marcus Vaughan is an ex-Bethelite. So that Marcus Vaughan has a new video out. Jehovah Witnesses lie when they say that Bethel is voluntary work. He's very upset because he served at Bethel and they sacked him. They sacked him without any warning or anything like that. And he was put out on the street. That's what they do. That's what these Jehovah Witnesses do. Now, it's a bit quiet here at the moment. We had a lot of comments. We've had a pretty good run. What else can I tell you? Let's just put this to the side for a minute. We'll see if there's any news. Hang on. Bear with me, please. I'll move that to the side. Put that over there. Any news? Jehovah Witness news. Let's see. Bear with me, please, everyone. We know the Prime Minister asked the Pope to sack Archbishop Philip Wilson. I'll just check if there's any Jehovah Witness news, and if nobody pops up, I'll have to go. A lot on today. News, latest, what's happening? Oh, let's just see this. Jehovah Witness online dating sites. You can have that. 1 hour ago from New Zealand. Child sexual abuse, hate or condemnation. Here we go. Here's the latest one. Child abuse, hate or condemnation. I think that most people in New Zealand would be strongly condemn child sex abuse, if not hate it. The handling of child sexual abuse in churches has justifiably attracted scrutiny and condemnation. The Catholic Church has been found guilty of aiding and abetting ongoing abuse through inaction, failure to perpetrators to account, and shielding them from the law. Exactly right. Have the Jehovah Witnesses created a pedophile's paradise in New Zealand? A major new investigation shows the church treats child abuse as a sin, not a crime. Now there's a link here. This has just come out. Silent Lambs, Child Sexual Abuse and Jehovah Witnesses, best known for their door-to-door evangelizing. Jehovah Witnesses are on a quest to save the wicked from damnation for victims of sexual abuse. Now, just got a cough. The report from the spin-off is also disturbing. Silent Lambs, Child Sexual Abuse and Jehovah Witnesses, best known for their door-to-door evangelizing. Jehovah Witnesses are on a quest to save the wicked from damnation for victims of sexual abuse within the organization. However, that quest has seen perpetrated, shielded from justice. Amy Parsons King has met several survivors as part of an investigation for the spin-off. These are their stories, and there's a whole lot of stuff here. Oh, I can read it. It's not that much. I can read it. The sexual abuse began almost immediately and continued across the years. Parks and his family lived in a flat. Even after he and his wife found their own home, still it continued. When Naomi was 15, her father, a senior member or elder of their new Brighton Jehovah Witnesses congregation, became aware of the abuse. He was furious and asked fellow elders to investigate. Why didn't he ask the police to investigate? Under Jehovah Witnesses protocol, when a member of the organization is alleged to have committed serious wrongdoing, elders are instructed to confront the accused. When presented with allegations, Parks admitted to sexually abusing her, Naomi says. Parks confirmed the abuse took place when the spin-off spoke to him earlier this year. At the time, Parks' confession meant a judicial committee was formed to determine his level of repentance and what disciplinary action should be taken. The hearing was held at Parks' congregation. Naomi, the victim, attended with 2 male elders, as did Parks. I basically had to say everything that happened in front of 4 men and my abuser, she says. That's an appalling way to handle it. Despite Parks' confession, the blame was shifted onto her, Naomi says. He made comments that I seemed older than what I was and that I enjoyed the attention he gave me. I did enjoy it in the beginning. He'd brush my hair and talk to me, but I took nothing from that. There's nothing I put out there as a 10-year-old girl to sexually entice him. He pretty much made me feel like I asked for it. That's what they do. Victim blaming is common. Yes, it is. In this situation, it is despicable. Yes, it is. Elders ruled that Parks' punishment for sexually abusing Naomi across several years was to be disfellowshipment, a sanction which sees a wrongdoer excommunicated with members directed to cease all links. Protocol requires that elders advise the congregation that the disfellowship person is no longer a Jehovah Witness. In Parks' case, as in others investigated by the spin-off, church members say they were not made aware of the nature of the offending that led to the disfellowshipment. The Judicial Committee's proposed compensation for Naomi's trauma to help her get through was extra Bible studies. Isn't that silly? Parks' alleged offending against Naomi was never reported to the police. That's just one example. Naomi's experience is not unique. It fits a pattern of experiences recounted in recent years by people who allege they were sexually abused as children within Jehovah Witnesses organization. In her case and in others, the process by which allegations were dealt with emphasized internal investigation, judgment, and punishment without recourse to criminal prosecution. And this is where it fell over, isn't it? It should be the victim's prerogative whether they report abuse to the police. But in this short sort of church situation, it would be very difficult for children and young people to do so. According to one former Jehovah's Witness elder, the child protection policies within the organization are so lacking that some estranged members describe it as a pedophile's paradise. Now, this is a whole new way of describing it. They're saying the Jehovah's Witness organization is a pedophile's paradise. Paul Coulter, who spent 35 years as a member of the organization, including 10 years as an elder in a Hamilton congregation in New Zealand, told Spinoff that when he first saw the description used on an ex-Jehovah's Witnesses forum, he thought it was an outrage. But when he actually started reading the reports of victims, he said, you see how they were told to only trust fellow witnesses because everybody outside the organization was worldly and bad and therefore not to be trusted. You realize this type of mentality makes reporting child abuse to the authorities almost impossible. And this is based on biblical adherence. The organization demands strict and literal adherence to its Bible New World Translation of the Holy Scriptures, which is errant. It's an error of the translation. Any perceived wrongdoing of the Jehovah's Witnesses, including fornication, adultery, homosexuality, blasphemy, apostasy, and similar gross sins. Did you know gluttony is a gross sin? Are investigated through what is called a judicial committee. For such a proxy court to even be established, a 2,000-year-old biblical principle is applied to substantiate wrongdoing. This two-witness rule derives from scriptures such as Genesis 19:15, which states, no single witness may convict any other for, well, I'll tell you one thing. Nobody saw what happened to Cain, what Cain did to Abel, but the Lord fixed that, didn't he? He stepped in and he gave a punishment for what Cain did to Abel. Now, there was only 2 people there and nobody saw it, but the Lord himself, Jehovah, or whatever they call him, he didn't stand there and just let it slip under the table, did he? He did something about it. These people aren't. These people, as far as I'm concerned, are accessories to the fact. No single witness may convict another for any error or any sin that he may commit. On the testimony of 2 witnesses or on the testimony of 3 witnesses, the matter should be established. Well, I want to say again, the Lord didn't let David get away with killing Uriah, did he? And nobody saw that, only the good Lord. So these people are setting themselves up as God. The church should not be investigating at all, let alone using processes that having nothing to do with modern law. Exactly. Naomi says she is appalled to hear Parks, much like Debbie's abuser, Owen Tutter, has been reinstated within the Jehovah's Witnesses. There are plenty of children in the congregations. There always are, she says. He could be sitting next to one right now. If claims in the spin-off report are credible, and there seems to be sufficient cause for concern, there should be something like a commission of inquiry into this. So there's a New Zealand person asking for a royal commission to take place in New Zealand. Now, I'll come back to this story and do a video on it on its own.